Now, what kind of experiences have you had so far on this tour?
So far it's been great, man. Like the crowds have been sweet. Weather's actually not been that bad. It's been like a little bit cooler than I expected. So
Sure.
So far so good. It's been fun.
I mean, I've seen some crazy weather on this tour, so
Yeah.
being hot isn't like as bad as it gets.
Yeah. A little humidity is the worst.
Yeah. Well, take us back. Who were your biggest influences? Who inspired you to want to make music yourself?
Watching different bands. When I was growing up, it was like stuff like a band called like Copeland, a band called May, Saves the Day, Alkaline Trio, like just all over the place. Like a lot of like rock stuff. Like I grew up listening to like punk bands and stuff. I used to come to Warped Tour when I was like 13, 14 years old. So pretty much everything that was going on at that time was all like that was what got me wanting to do music.
Sure. And how would you find out about new bands back then?
A lot of it was just the internet, a lot of times. And actually I remember coming here and like getting like samplers from a lot of labels, and I found out about tons of bands that way, and just any way I could, I was just trying to find it. I was just like, I would listen to a band and then find out who was like similar. Like I would look on look at like just like magazines and stuff, anything.
I love it. Now, how'd the band come together? What was the common thread? How did you guys kind of merge?
It's actually just me. I do everything myself.
Is that right?
Yeah. So I just decided to write songs.
I guess you can't break up with yourself.
Exactly. That's the benefit. I can never break up.
Wow. So, what was the inspiration to be able to do that kind of, one-man band kind of concept?
It was just easier for me, just because there was like nobody. I felt like at the time in my town where I grew up in Indiana, there was no one there who like had the same like mindset as me, and who wanted to put in the work and wanted to like actually pursue the music thing. And it's like, well, all right, I'll just do it myself and hire people to play with me when I do shows, and it just worked out way easier that way.
So, what was the first instrument?
Drums. That was my first one I played. Drums, and then kind of just went from there. Got into like
guitar, bass,
piano, and programming stuff, and bass, and just all over the place.
Wow, that's amazing. So now, tell us about your latest music and what you're most proud of accomplishing with that.
I just put out a new album called The Bad and the Better a few weeks ago, and I'm just proud of the whole thing. It's been a while since I put out a full album, so it's kind of like overdue, but it's exactly what I've wanted to sound like for a while, so I'm pretty happy with it.
So you're kind of getting better at the recording or the songwriting?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And who are some of your contemporary artists out there that inspire you? You kind of look to the side and like, wow, those guys are really doing it.
I don't know. I try not to really like compare myself to anything like that, or try to like take anything away from anyone. It's more so like, I don't know. I like to watch bands and like take away things from like their live shows. Like I love to like. That inspires me the most. It's like seeing how people perform live and what kind of energy they have on stage. So there's a ton of it on this tour. It's all energy all day. So
sure,
stuff to watch.
Now, how do you pace yourself? With such a hectic schedule on a Warped Tour, where do you get your sleep? How do you keep energized?
I just sleep all night on the bus when we're moving. So it's all It's actually not as grueling, I think, for bands as people might think. It's more so hard for like people working on the tour and like crew people. And, like,
I don't want to be on the crew that's tearing down the stages.
Yeah, no, they're up at 5 a.m. every day, and they're the last ones back too.
Man, they got to build a city and then tear it down every day. That's amazing. Now, what advice do you give to like young songwriters, young artists out there trying to do it today? What do they need to concentrate on to have a shot?
I think you just got to fully commit yourself 100%. Like, just if you're writing songs, write songs every single day. Even if you think they're bad at first, progressively they're going to get better over time naturally. So just write as much as you can. Try to put up as much music as you can. As soon as you have the chance, get on the road, play shows as much as you can. Just really make it your entire life if you want to do it. You have to just fully commit yourself to it.
So you got to go all in.
Yep.
Be ready to sacrifice and dedicate.
Yep, definitely.